Boom! What's going on, fam? Anthony Dream Johnson here today from 21 Studios and the 21 Convention here at CPAC 2021. So now interviewing here with Eric Carroll from Dad Talk today. Eric, how you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I really appreciate what you guys are doing here. But tell me more about why are you at CPAC this year?
So CPAC is a place that we can come and talk about our issues. You know, a lot of times what goes on with our boys and men, especially when it comes to family court, our legislators aren't talking about it. It's like the lost discussion, and I feel like the father absence issue that we're facing in America is probably the number one issue. So it is our duty to get out here and make sure that we're talking to them saying, guys, why are you not representing this? We need laws changed. There is such a bias against men in family court. And going past that, Anthony, what you guys talking about,
Thanks.
you know, like the feminism and what it's doing to our country, it is a cancer.
Yeah.
It really is a cancer that is destructing everything.
Amen and a woman.
It's no shit.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, the cancer culture is just crazy right now.
Yeah. So basically you're here pushing specific issues into the party that need to be pushed, and I agree with you. And I'm really happy that you're here doing that. And is anyone else here even doing this? Pushing fathers' rights and men's rights at CPAC?
No, they're not. You know, and it's crazy. When we came here, we had been told there was many people coming and meeting with these politicians and talking about our issues. And when we got here last year, I got to interview on a few of the media, and the organizer actually came up to me and said, hey, we want you to set up a booth. And we was like, I was not prepared for that.
Wow.
But luckily, we had a friend. It was my first time I met him, and he had a camera. We set up, and we started talking to these guys, and we started representing these issues. And it became one of the hottest booths there. Same, last night when we was set up here, our booth probably had more people than the rest of Broadcast Row combined because it's such an issue. You know, these politicians are told to talk about certain things, economics, abortion, yada, 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 the same stuff you hear on the news every single day. This is the one, and this is where we can shift the narrative and make a difference. You know, the media is so biased. The media is probably one of the biggest problems going on in America besides feminism right now. And
You mean it's like the fake news industrial complex?
Fake news, man. It's so much crap. And so when they don't represent you in the media, as my friend used to say, you become the media. So people like you getting out there and being the media, people like us making sure we're here and that our issues are being represented, it's critical, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. So talk to me about, we're obviously at CPAC, and it's a conservative event, obviously. And obviously almost everyone here is a Republican, right? Or maybe a Libertarian in a few cases. But my question to you is, are you happy, are you satisfied, probably not, but let's talk about it. Are you satisfied at a federal level with the men's rights and fathers' rights issues? Like, is there anyone presenting these issues up in Congress? Do you hear anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, really, the only person I ever see that really tackles it and does it unapologetically is Candace Owens.
Okay.
You know, we've interviewed Colonel Allen West. He's really passionate about it, but when it comes to their actual platform, and it's the number one thing they tackle, Candace is out there. She's out there unapologetically. She catches a lot of heat, but that's what we need, man. We're going to catch heat. We've got massive opposition. You got to go in there, be fearless, and call it for what it is.
You know, do you see this changing now in the 2020s and the decade ahead, getting more congressmen and senators that are going to discuss and take these issues seriously?
You know, I'm very optimistic about that, but I'll tell you, if you had asked me that 6 months ago, I'd have probably told you not.
Damn.
I want people to have hope, but I got to be real with you. If I get on here and I'm fake, I'm just as bad as the fake media, right?
Yeah.
All I can tell you guys is if we come together and we unite, and just 21 Studios and Dad Talk, we're sitting here working together. If we get in here, guys, it can happen. And seeing what happened last year, nobody really knew our issues, to this year coming back, hey man, I remember you, I want to talk to you, and now they're completely educated on the issues. There is a crack in the glass right now, and we just got to bust it wide open. So I think so, man. I really do. And I think the harder we hit it, if we jump on it and go really hot and fast with it, it's bound to happen, but we've got to get our people involved.
Yeah, I got to say I agree, man. The fact that you're welcome here with a booth and they're embracing you at the event, it's one thing for Dad Talk Radio, but that's a good thing, man. It's just a big step in the right direction, for sure.
I mean, it's one of those things, as we was talking to the legislators and it became such a hot issue, the guy that actually organized CPAC, and this is a guy that booked Donald Trump, he's going to be here on Sunday. We got movie stars, a little bit of everybody. He went and made an email and said, I want Dad Talk today on Broadcast Row all weekend long. Gave us full access. That's not something to scoff at, and that lets us know they do appreciate our issues, man.
Yeah, there's a hunger for change. It's just not voiced, and you guys are giving it a voice in a very actionable way, and I appreciate that big time.
Yeah, man. I mean, the manosphere and the shared parenting community, we got to lock arms, man, because our brothers, and, I told you about my guy, he interviewed with me back at Thanksgiving, and he was without his kids and went through false allegations, hadn't seen him in 3 years. He finally got exonerated, proved his innocence, and then 2 weeks ago when he was supposed to get his kids for the first time in a long time, he showed up in the parking lot and his ex-father-in-law shot and murdered him.
Damn.
Our people are getting killed.
Yeah.
This is not a laughing matter. Our people are getting killed, and it's time to rise up, stand up, or there's going to be more John Mast. We cannot let that happen.
Yeah.
That's blood of our own, man.
That's right.
I take that serious.
Yeah. Yeah, men, I mean, not only that, men commit suicide from these issues, all kinds of really horrible things. And it's fun to make fun of feminists, and frankly, they've earned it, but behind that, there's a very serious set of issues that need serious attention. So I appreciate what you guys are doing.
It really is. And the simps, man. I mean, some of the guys that come here, like, they're so indoctrinated by the feminist culture right now, and I think they kind of take up for them just because they're hoping to get some type of recognition. The guys want the ladies' attention. Well, I'll go in there and talk
kind of thing.
Because he thinks he's going to get attention from them. Man, dude, grow a set is all I can say. We've got to stop this crap. You see what's going on, and there's that bias. That bias has been there for a long time. They joke about it in movies and everything. They know it's happening, but they're expecting none of us to actually get together and do something about it. And so far, that's proved right. But I think we're going to be able to prove them wrong before too long.
Yeah, and it's a big battle. I mean, feminism's a bipartisan kind of issue. I would say the Democrats are the party of feminism, but there's plenty of influence in the Republican Party. And like I said, I love seeing pushback against that. You guys are kicking ass with that. Even Trump was anti-feminist,
Well, not just to mention, you talk about the power of feminism, but the funding that they get. Domestic violence industry. You never see a man on a billboard. But they had the Harvard study that said 70% of the time domestic violence was initiated by the woman. What does that tell you? It's big business. There is another narrative being out there that's not being represented, and we know what's going on. We've got to fight it in every way possible. And the conservatives, for the most part, they're definitely passionate about these issues. I've talked to a few liberals on it. For the most part, they push feminism. It kind of goes in with their culture, so we don't get as much attention. But right here is a place that we can really have our voices listened to, and we're going to be out here talking to anybody we can, man. This is a war. We're going to make it happen.
I'm sure you would never get a media booth at a Democrat-run event or liberal event, right?
And we've tried.
Wow.
We've tried, and that's, I try to tell people, we get criticized for talking to conservatives sometimes because you know how politics goes, man. But it's like, guys, I will talk to anybody. I might not necessarily agree with them, but I'll talk to anybody. And if they want to get in here and make change, let's put our, issues aside. This is a bipartisan issue, really. The liberals should be on board with this just as much as the conservatives. It shouldn't be this way.
Yeah, they should support it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's a family issue. You're pushing basically family rights and intact families. As we know, family, the nuclear family in America is dying. It needs to stop.
That's right.
But my final question to you, so you started this podcast, a couple years ago at this point, right?
A year and a half ago,
Year and a half, yeah. What motivated you to do that? Because we live, obviously, in a context in an age of cancel culture. I mean, it's dangerous, it's risky to do anything public and push for supportive men and supportive fathers. We're treated like garbage, like you're saying, and I agree with you, in court and elsewhere in life. So what motivated you to start it in such an age that we live in right now?
And I mean this in the most unegotistical way possible, but they say, how's the phrase go? Those who think that they can change the world are crazy. Meet crazy with a capital C. I believe I could do it. If I don't believe we could do it, I wouldn't be doing this in the first place. It takes somebody that's confident, that wants to get out there and do it. I believe we can do it, and we're going to do it. I was the father that was kept away from my child for 2 years. I was alienated. I didn't get to see her. And then I get to the lawyers, the little scumbags that just want to take your money is what it is. I mean, they don't care about families, man. It's all about profits for them. And I saw what was going on. So Dad Talk became what I wish I would have had. I had to go really hard researching to find any type of resources when it came to family court for fathers. And I said, there's a real need for this, man. And when I did my first podcast on parental alienation, we had 10,000 followers before the first show.
Wow.
And that's when I realized this is something that needs to be hit. And it can be quite intimidating at times. There's lots of people that are really expecting us to get some solutions going. And I take that serious. We got John Mask died on my page, man. He was back on there Thanksgiving with me instead of with his kids. They believe that we can make a difference, and I know your people believe you can make a difference with this, man. So we owe it to them, and that's really what I want to see with this podcast. I call it a podcast, but like this right here. We're doing a show, but what people aren't seeing is the meetings that we're having behind scenes, all the other stuff we're doing. The podcast is the easy part, right? It's all the connections and answering the emails, talking to the suicidal fathers, talking to families that are grieving the loss of these children. That's something, man, I take it very serious. I wish I could help everybody, but there's so many. At some point, we got to stop telling our stories and sitting around the campfire, and we got to put the fire out.
Yeah, exactly. Action. Yeah. Talk precedes action, but now we're at the action part.
Absolutely.
I love it, man. So you basically turn your pain into something very, very positive for men. I love it, man.
Pain into purpose.
Yeah, pain into purpose. Fuck yeah. Eric, I appreciate your time.
All right, brother.
Big time. Everybody else, see you next time with 21 Studios. Check us out, youtube.com/21. Where can they find you, Eric?
dadtalktoday.com and Facebook, Twitter, Parler, Clout. Please check out Clout Hub. If anybody's on social media, the big tech is trying to censor in every way possible. We face the censorship over at Facebook. We're 250,000 strong. Sometimes they'll only show our stuff to 100 or 200 people, which really negates trying to build a big audience. But Clout Hub, good friend of mine, he's a strong conservative. He's built it. He doesn't save your information. He doesn't put ads on your page. It's
so you
private.
have a booth here at Clout Hub, or
man. Yeah. He was actually a speaker here, and he's a sponsor of Dad Talk.
Nice.
So he believes in our message, and we got somewhere that really accepts us for who we are, and I think it's a great community for the Red Pill guys, so check it out.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to make an account,
Yeah, man.
All right. Eric, thanks again.
Hey, brother.
Yep. Everyone else, see you next time.